That's sweet. So you're basically been like almost like a dealership at your house, right, with the family. Like, how many boats do you guys turn? Like, has the state said something to you? Like, you need a
Yeah.
dealership license.
Um, oh man, students ask this every single time. They're like, "How many boats do you have?" And I'm always like, "Oh, you're gonna make me count again." It is sickening, kind of. There's never too many, I guess. We have them scattered around everywhere. My brother's house, my house, my parents' house.
Oh my God, they're at your house and your brother's house now.
Oh yeah,
Mary wasn't having any of it anymore, huh?
She liked so we like to try and clean up one boat a year and sell it. And I did it with a Mako I got from a customer of mine. I made a pretty good profit on it. And then my dad found a 20-foot Mako, cleaned it up, painted it. We repowered it, found a decent trailer, and he made some good money. So all of a sudden, my mom was like, "Yeah," she gave him the green light. And that was like the worst thing she could have done, because then he was going out and buying like all of these different center consoles that need various degrees of work. And, there's just not enough time to get it all done. One day we'll have the shop, of my dreams, and we'll get them all sold.
Well, your father is the king of Craigslist.
Oh my God.
He
Yeah.
finds everything. If he was like, "Yeah, I saw this sweet little 17-foot Mako. And it'll be like the only clean one like you've seen ever. And it'll be like right down the street, and he'll negotiate and get a good deal on it. Like, the guy's incredible.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So, what are you currently working on one now?
Yeah, so the current build that we have going on is 1969 Mako Angler. This is one of my dad's dream boats, and I had a customer, we called him Pontoon Paul, and he would come to the boatyard with a wad of cash, and he bought everything that was basically going to the dump. Like, it was like used tunes, scrapped up railings, interior that I warrantied, but he would scrap things together and sell them. And I don't know how this guy had money, but because it didn't seem like it was a good deal for him. But one day he calls me up and he's like, "Hey, Mike, I got this center console I think you might like," because he was really a pontoon guy. He didn't really care much about the fiberglass boats. And he was like, "Yeah, it's about, 17 or 18 feet. It's one of those Makos, I think." And I said, "A Mako?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, that's what it is." And I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "By any chance, does it have the rear hatches that, you might sit on, like, behind the console?" And he goes, "Oh, yeah, it's got those." And I told him right away, I'm like, "I'm going to be there in, like, about an hour. I got cash in hand." He's like, yeah, I just bought it for the motor." So we ended up with that boat. I needed a good cleaning, and there's some rough spots on the sides. It's an older boat, but man, the amount of work my dad's done, he's great with doing the rehabs, and thing looks like it's brand new now.
He does most of the fiberglass work, right? He's been really doing that the last few years.
Oh yeah, yep. He's good with fiberglass and painting the hulls. If I got a vision, he'll make it happen. I'm good with the rigging, the motors, stuff like that. So
it's a team effort. What is Paul doing all of this?
He drives the boats.
Yeah, he does the test.
That's funny.
Oh, that's great, man. That's always been one of my dreams, is to kind of rehab a boat. Hopefully one day when I get, like your dad's situation, retired, I would love to do that.
Oh yeah.
Again, like a little 20-foot Mako or something like that would be ideal. Perfect.
20-foot Mako, or even like, if you find like a soaked whaler and, I don't know, ripping it apart and doing it all over. Like, I think it's awesome when those are restored. And you get right now, like at the 13 whaler, the profit margin would be ridiculous, because it's crazy what they're selling for.
Through the roof.
Yeah, seriously.
I think the boats kind of suck personally.
Yeah, no, I've driven those, and I'm like, that's probably, honestly, hate to say it, but that's like my least favorite boat, just because I've worked on so many of them, and I've, they have these weird transoms. So you're trying to install a new motor on them. You got to do some funky things. You got to either like modify the bracket of a brand new motor that costs 10 grand, or you got to like, figure out a way to reglass the transom, because they were built for, a smaller motor.
Yeah, like
back in the day, like a 2-stroke. That
it's also weird how like the boat in general, like it's just enclosed fiberglass with the foam, and then like as soon as the water starts to breach it, it doesn't drain. It's like a sponge. It just sucks everything up.
Oh, and those little whalers.
Yeah, so
there's no way you have to put a pumping.
Yeah,
Somehow.
there's no like real like drain. Like it's just there's foam in between fiberglass, and it just gets rotted and shitty. And next thing you know, I saw someone had like one of those 9-foot tenders, the whalers, and this guy, he was a big guy. He might even be listening to this. Who knows? But God bless you, buddy. He was driving around in one that was so water. I don't know if it was his weight or if it was waterlogged, but he had like an inch of woodway on the rim.
Oh, no.
I'm just like, dude, this guy's just gonna go under, and he's like, it's unsinkable. It's
Yeah,
unsinkable.
The unsinkable whale.
Oh yeah. Every summer you see those groups out there on the river,
Yeah.
and they're in those whalers, and there's literally like an inch of like between like the water line and them, like literally filling up with water. Like it's like just the rub rail, and I'm like, what is going on here? Like
It's probably the 13 people they throw on top of it.
Yeah. I did drive a 15 Super Sport though last summer.
Yeah,
I
that's
put
a whole different animal when you
Yeah.
start going a little bigger.
That was actually a sweet ride. And those what is it? The Outrage, the one that looks like a banana, but like the really ugly looking whaler is actually honestly one of the best riding boats I've ever driven.
Really?
Like unbelievable, but it's the ugliest thing.
What, like the 25-foot, 30-foot outrage? Or are you talking like
No, a
one?
little bit smaller.
Yeah.
I think it was
Montauk?
like
No, that's
No.
that's actually sharp looking. I like the Montauk.
yeah, the Montauks are nice.
The Dauntless. That's like
might
the
have been
newer one.
older. It's an older hull, but they're super ugly, but they ride amazing.
Oh, all right.
Well, the guy who designed Boston Whaler went on and did Edgewater.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then from there he went and he did Everglades. Everglades
no
are
shit, really?
really nice riding boats.
Yeah.
They have like a proprietary hull system, the way they do it with their foam. It's really neat because I know somebody that used to sell those, and the whole construction process of it was really, really, really different compared to other boats. It was all like vacuum sealed, but they were real thick, heavy hulls, and man, they just rode like a dream. You know, we got to whip around a 35-footer with trips in a tower.
Oh man.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
I actually bought a knockoff, the knockoff whaler this year. I got a Wahoo 16.2.
Oh,
it's
it's-
86.
It's
awesome.
Wahoo.
Yeah, Wahoo.
Because it's got the exclamation point at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, the boat is awesome though. The thing zips. It absolutely zips, and it has like that chined hull, so it actually like soaks up chop. Like it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like a pancake that's just.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I'm loving the thing.
That was one of my favorite trips last year. Was
Yeah.
revving that thing up through
Yeah.
April.
Yeah, it's
in
got
the
an
river.
01 2-stroke 70 Yamaha on it, and the thing's got some go.
Oh yeah.
So
That
it's been
must
fun
go
to
really
mess